Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking, and this is episode number 237 of the Immigration Answers Show. Can you believe it? 237. What a great number that is. I feel like I've been gone forever. I feel like I haven't done this show in forever. I'm glad to be back with all of you. I have been traveling so much. I think I've traveled every week for like 6 weeks straight. I went to Minnesota, Michigan, Florida again, Baltimore, and Virginia. So I've been all over God's green earth, all over this fine nation, visiting USCIS offices, visiting softball fields, visiting lakes. I've been all over America, and I feel like I've been a little derelict in the Immigration Answers Show arena. This week we should have 3 or 4 good shows for you, trying to get back into the rhythm of things, and I am in town for at least a month, so I'm excited about that. Happy to be with all of you. I was in Miami on Friday for a pretty tough immigration interview. Started at 8, got there at 7:30. I think I checked out of there around 12:30. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a Stokes interview. It was everything you could dream of in an immigration interview. We covered a lot of ground, and I'll tell you, I think I jinxed myself because I was talking to a reporter a little while before that interview, and I said that, I usually don't like to say too much in an interview unless I have to. I really like to try to let the clients answer on their own. If they need to ask for clarification or if they need me to intervene, I'm certainly ready, willing, and able to do that. But for the most part, I like to let my clients do their own talking. But in this particular instance, the officer, I would say, was at least aggressive, if not a little over the top. And so I had to sort of slow his roll, if you know what I mean. We had a good talk. But it was a tough interview. And it always reminds me that they do immigration a whole lot different down in Florida than they do in the other 49 states. So keep that in mind if you're applying down in Florida. Whenever I come back from Florida, I always remember, boy, I'm glad I don't practice in Florida 365. All right. My friend Huli's here. She's watching the boards. She'll be spreading the word, giving you the links. I think that was the fastest I've seen the waiting room fill up. It was under 60 seconds. We have people who are waiting even before the show started. I'm going to go ahead and get started right away. We'll try to knock out as many people as we can. Let's say hi to Sonny Boy. What's up, Sonny?
Hey, Jim.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I would like to say that I'm very much obliged to you for creating this platform. It is unprecedented. I will cling on my hopes to online forums, immigration forums, for help. Oftentimes it's hearsay and anecdotal experience. So, having seen this platform for a couple of months, I think it's beneficial to hear the opinion straight from the horse's mouth.
What, the horse or the ass? Yes, you're hearing it from the horse or the ass. Thank you, Sonny.
You're definitely a Bronx.
Thank you. What can I help you with?
I have a couple of questions to you, and I'd like to preface my case with the timeline, if that's all right.
Sure.
So here's my timeline. We've applied for EB, employment-based 485, in March. Please let me know if you understand my accent. And
you're good. You're doing great. EB what? EB2 in March?
Yes, EB2 in March. However,
country of chargeability is what?
India.
Got it.
However, the person who prepared the file botched the paperwork on a couple of important things.
Okay.
It has been a remiss on my part for not proofreading them, so I take some blame for it. The next week of applying, I received my 797 notice, and I noticed the mistakes. My surname was wrong.
In the receipt notice, it was wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I went back and I looked at my application, indeed, it was incorrect. One of the letter was positioned in a different place in the surname. So we immediately raised a service request. The USCIS sent a confirmation email of the requested changes in like a fortnight, probably like 10 or 15 days. A mail were to be followed in 15 days, but it stated, but it never came.
Okay.
We received the biometrics notice in April, and we went to the interview with just those confirmation emails in hand and all the biometrics paraphernalia. The biometrics officer hesitated to correct my name in the field office. He said, "You just go ahead and deal with it with the USCIS officers over the phone. I'm reluctant to correct any name changes." So he said, "I'm sorry." He raised his hands. Long story short, I received my physical card 485 in June.
Well, that's good.
Yes, but it still had that incorrect last name.
Yeah.
So it was a bittersweet moment. On one hand,
Well, it should be 99% sweet and 1% bitter, because I was just talking to 3 Indian fellows. I filed lawsuits for all of them who filed EB2 in the hopes that they would get it before they retrogress on September 30th. So they would gladly trade places with you, Sonny.
thank you very much. That's solace, knowing that it's actually a good thing that I at least something is better than nothing.
It's a big something, yeah.
Yep. So we filed an I-90 the very next business day.
Sure.
As soon as I received it, I didn't want to take any chances. We filed the I-90 in the next day, and completed the biometrics for the said I-90 in July.
Damn, man, they must love you. I've never heard of such cases being processed so quickly, but keep going.
All right. So now I'm getting to the gist of this situation. Here's my questions.
Yep.
Now that you have the timelines, my question to you, sir, is this: will the USCIS make any allowances considering the fact that my service request was not honored in the first place? And will they approve my I-90 any faster?
No, but did you pay? Did you pay for the I-90? You paid it?
The problem is the people who did that, they're reluctant to share any information, and they're not giving me the information that I need. All I know is that there is a service request.
I'm saying forget about that. On the I-90, you paid the fee, right?
Yeah, that's $560 or something.
Yeah, I would forget about that. I don't think they're going to treat your case any special because you did the service. I mean, how would they even know about the service request? Did you put that in the cover letter?
I think we did, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even bothered with it. I would just say, it's my mistake for not reviewing the documents. I hired an idiot to prepare my documents. We paid the $560, and just please process as quickly as you can. I wouldn't sweat just don't worry about it. You got a green card. You're a lawful permanent resident. When the green card gets cleaned up, it gets cleaned up. I wouldn't sweat it at all.
Next question. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. I'm planning to get an I-551 stamped on my passport for travel because of the long delays in I-90 processing. I've heard it's like a year wait time.
Do you have did you send in your new green card, or did you keep it?
Not yet, thanks to you. After watching your videos, I did not send it.
Good.
So
why do you need a stamp?
Because I'm not so sure the port of entry will be a happy path letting in.
Tell me the discrepancy between, like, is it Smith and Smoth, or what is it? Is it like one letter off, or what?
So the good example would be Kirsten versus Kristen, right? That's the most commonly misunderstood names. Some people spell it as Kristen, but mine is spelled as Kirsten. So the R is placed in a different position.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to care at CBP.
Okay.
I certainly wouldn't bother going to get a stamp. I would just let the I-90 work itself out. If you're traveling and you're worried about CBP giving you trouble, bring the defective green card and the I-90 receipt notice, and you're good to go.
So I've heard the field office will take away my physical GC if they stamp my.
That's a whole other reason I don't want you to do it.
All right. The last but one question. I'm trying to speed it up. Sorry.
You're fine.
I've called the congressman's office for their help. They sent me the consent form to fill out so that they can expedite my I-90 case. However, I did not send or act on it yet without talking to you first. Should I?
You can, but why worry about this? Why you are a lawful permanent resident.
Okay.
There's a typo on your green card. Who cares?
USCIS
doesn't care. They're going to fix it. They got another $560 out of you because you hired a dope to fill out your forms. But in the scheme of things, how does your life change if you have a green card with the letter corrected on it tomorrow?
If the CBP officer is prejudiced for whatever reason, they can do all kinds of tricks.
Listen, CBP and USCIS and the State Department, they all do lots of bad shit. But don't go looking for bad shit for them to do. Like, this is not something to get worked up about. This is just business. Just let the process run its course. You didn't do anything wrong. No one's going to keep you out of the. They keep people out of the country for dumb and stupid things, but not something like that.
So an I-90 would vouch for my case.
Yeah.
I-90 receipt.
Yeah.
I-90.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. This is it. I'm done. Lastly, while my I-90 process is still pending, if a lucrative job offer comes my way, can I switch my employer, or in doing so, am I inadvertently sabotaging my I-90 process?
I-90 process doesn't care at all where you're working. It would never even catch up to that.
Okay, that's all I have, sir. Thank you very much.
You asked the wrong question.
What is it?
The question is, would jumping from employer A to employer B so quickly after getting my employment-based green card hurt me when I apply for citizenship? I think that's what you meant to ask me.
I think you already answered that question in one of your previous shows.
Yeah,
you said they can't really do anything, even if I jump the very next day, as long as there's a solid reason.
Yeah, and I wouldn't jump the very next day, but if you jump, you jump. Live your life.
All right. So I-90 has nothing to do with shifting employers and has no effect on it.
No.
That's all I have, sir. Thank you very much.
Bye, Sonny. See ya. All right, everybody. Now, I am all for being vigilant and keeping track of the shenanigans at CBP, at USCIS, and at the State Department. But don't get yourself in a knot when you don't need to. Don't go looking for things to stress out about for no reason. All right, let's say hi to Elle. Hi, Elle.
Hi, Jim. Thank you so much.
Sure.
I apologize for turning my camera off at the moment. I'm speaking on behalf of somebody. Can you hear me clearly?
I hear you perfectly.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So I can give you pretty much the gist of the story. So this person had asylum granted and was able to apply for green card as of last November, 2021. So it has been almost a year now. In May, he was offered, he was called for an interview at the local field office here. And they interviewed him and said, pretty much gave him the impression that the interview went well and they were printing the green card.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah.
So he hasn't received anything yet. Out of the blue, 2 months later, the immigration officers come to his home and his work to interview him.
Interesting.
Pretty much asking the same questions over and over again just to verify it's the same responses as he's been giving. And then they left. They said, okay, we're good for now. So that was a month ago.
So just to be clear, they didn't find him at one, so they went to the other, or they interviewed him in two different places?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Okay. So they came to the house. He wasn't home. They went to his work the same day, literally right after. So we basically want to ask, is this normal? Is it normal for an asylum case that they just show up even though he's already had a green card interview? And it's going to be almost a year that, he hasn't gotten anything since he's applied for it.
Right. So a couple things. One is I'd want to know which field office.
Cleveland.
And I'd want to know what country of origin.
Iraq.
And I want to know any kind of military.
No.
Did they help with U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
And what about groups? Did they list any membership groups in their asylum application?
No. Mm-mm.
What was the basis of the asylum application?
Well, basically due to a war zone.
Yeah, but what about this particular person made them susceptible to persecution? Do you know?
I would have to gather that information for you.
Okay. And are we 100% sure that the people who came to see him are from USCIS?
Yes, they showed their badge.
Yeah, they showed a USCIS badge, or they showed a badge?
I didn't examine it. He didn't examine it thoroughly.
Because sometimes the FBI likes to come in on the backbones of a pending immigration application, and then they start pulling this shit like, oh, hey, Abdullah, we see you've got this long pending green card application. Sorry it's taking so long. Maybe if you helped us out by spying on other Iraqis in Cleveland, we might be able to help speed your case along.
Oh, okay. Well, none of that was the impression. It was basically just questioning his case as, ever since he submitted it, just basically going over the same questions.
So then if he were here, I would say to him, hey, what is it that you think they're worried about? Like, what do you have any sense as to what? Usually people have a surprisingly high ability to self-identify what the underlying issue is.
Okay. It didn't seem there was really anything.
There wasn't anything they focused on, like they asked about his hometown or people that he knows or places he's been or anything like that?
Yeah, it's pretty generic, those kind of questions. And also like Facebook following, like, oh, you're following this person. Why are you following that person? And it wasn't something very extreme. It was very minimal.
That sounds like FBI bullshit to me.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
But it doesn't mean he did anything wrong. It just means they're fishing around.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't had a USCIS case where USCIS commented on someone's social media activity unless my client provided that information to them. In other words, I've known a lot of FBI agents to go and look at people's social media accounts, mostly because they watch. So think about how they got there. In those instances, I think they figured out who watched what by watching the video, and then they go find those viewers. As opposed to here, it sounds more like we're thinking USAS followed where he went. I mean, maybe they got it off his old DS5535, but I would say
it's been security check pending since last year as well.
How is his? Did he get asylum from a judge or from the asylum office? Like, did he go to deportation court?
I wish I knew the answer to that.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he obviously hasn't been in any sort of trouble. He's been very clean. And I mean, nothing would give the impression he's very educated. He's gotten his PhD where he works.
Yeah, but I mean, I've had plenty of clients just like that we've had to sue over. So I don't know. There's something they don't like. Here's what I would say. It hasn't even really been a year. November.
Well, that's the next question is, do you think it's okay to sue at this point?
I would say January. I'd give him until January 1st and then sue him. I think it's a little. Oh, really? Unless, I mean, is he one of these guys that really wants to get his green card so that he can later on apply for people to come? Is that urgent?
No, but it's been a very many year process. So at this point, he's exhausted. He's been through a lot.
Well, I would say if he doesn't want to wait till January, let's at least wait a year. So maybe in November.
Is it also, as just a hypothetical, is it okay to have a pending asylum case and apply via marriage?
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I mean, he could, but why spend all that money? That's a lot of extra money. I just spend that money on the lawsuit and get the green card this way.
Okay. Okay.
Because if it's on security check, a marriage-based case isn't going to make it go any faster.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's just kind of odd that they would pretty much give him the impression, all right, we're printing it, and then nothing has happened.
Oh, they do that all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then the officers showed up. So,
yeah, that's the bigger thing.
Is there any way to know who those people were? Other than, I mean, they provided their names, but is there any way to really find out at this point?
Does he have the names?
He does. Yeah, he has them written down.
Yeah, I would say he could call the local FBI office and see if they're there.
Oh, okay.
But I'd probably leave that alone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay, that's all I have. So.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye. Bye. All right, let's say hi to Herbie. Hi, Herbie.
Hello, Jim. Hi. Do you hear me?
I got you. How are you?
I'm doing great, and you?
Great, thank you.
I've been following you for years now.
Awesome.
And
thank you.
Last year, I got my green card finally after over 5 years. My spouse is in the military, and coming this December, she will be stationed overseas for 4 years. And I wanted to know, I have some questions, and one of them is I wanted to know if I went with her, would that still count as towards my 3 years before I get my citizenship?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question.
Mm.
I think there is an exception, but I have never had that case, so I don't know it off the top of my head.
All right. And would me staying? I just started a new job as well, and if I decided to stay, would that still affect my 3 years? Do you know?
Yeah, that would, because now they've got this new interpretation that it has to be 3 years of living in marital union, and if you're separated, I think that would be a hard sell.
Even if it's because of distance and services.
I believe so.
And last question, I saw online about getting your citizenship expedited, and I wanted to know if it's something you know. I think it's called INA 319B. I wanted to know if it's something you know about,
So,
if I would be.
Herbie, it sounds like, one, I haven't answered any of your questions, and two, I need to brush up on my citizenship for military members and their family members. So I don't know any of these answers to your questions. Let me see if I can do a little bit of check-in, and maybe I'll make a video for citizenship for family members.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Herbie.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.
I was absolutely no help to Herbie. How about that? All right. Let's say hi to Nikolai. Hi, Nikolai.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. First of all, thank you for doing all the job that you're doing. It's been super, super helpful.
Awesome.
Yeah, I came to America on a B2 around half a year ago, and we got married with my wife in June. So that was 4 months after coming to America.
Yeah.
We sent my whole adjustment of status package in I believe it was the end of July, and I just received a request for evidence for the I-485, and yeah, it was pretty quick. They sent the request for evidence like 2 weeks after they received my package.
What did they want?
I'm sorry?
What did they want?
So I have it right here, and I'm having a very hard time understanding the RFE because the thing is that my wife last year she was below the poverty level because she was just graduating college. She didn't really have a job because of COVID, so she was below the poverty line. This year she has a full-time job, well paid. She's like, well above the level to sponsor me. And my first question would be, does USCIS look at the income in the current tax year or in the previous tax year when they
you need 3 years of good earning history. If all you're relying on is current income, forget it. You need a co-sponsor.
All right. Yeah, because even if we provide all the pay slips for this year, and even if she already in June made enough money to sponsor me,
again, if they look back 3 years, if you don't have 3 years of good earning history, the fact that you make $1 million now, they don't care.
Okay, so we absolutely have to get a joint sponsor.
Yeah, what's the holdup? Why is that holding you back? You should have got a co-sponsor before you filed.
Honestly, yeah, I did everything myself. I was just looking up information online. We couldn't really afford a lawyer, so
and but you don't need a lawyer. You don't need a lawyer to get a co-sponsor.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to say is that when I looked up the information online, everyone was saying that it's enough to just make the money now, and your previous tax years.
So now your case is on hold while you scramble to find a co-sponsor.
Yes, pretty much.
Because you relied on stupid people on the internet.
That's true.
Okay,
and that's my fault.
No, it's okay. But I'm not. I don't want to beat you up. I'm just sort of laying it out.
Yeah. Okay. So we need to get a co-sponsor, and also another thing. Do they look at the total income on the previous tax year or the adjusted gross?
It's line 21, adjusted gross.
All right, because in the wait, let me read it to you. In the request for evidence, there is a line saying the total income line on the IRS form 1040 is used to determine qualifying income for a sponsor. not the gross receipts line from the IRS Schedule C or CEZ.
That's for people that are self-employed.
Okay.
Adjusted gross income is where it's at. If she's a W-2 employee, it's the adjusted gross income. And again, you need 3 years.
Okay, I get it. And then last thing I wanted to ask, they gave me an option to submit everything online. Is it a good idea to send it online or just send it by mail and it's safer like that?
Send it by mail with some kind of proof, Federal Express or some kind of proof that it was delivered.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all for me. So
good luck, Nikolai. See you, buddy.
Thank you a lot.
Okay, bye. All right. Let's say hi to Ade. Ade.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. First, I have 2 questions. I and my family came in with B1, B2. Then we filed for asylum, and our asylum was denied. And we are on a removal procedure.
Yes.
And we have a hearing, let's say next year. But my question is, I'm a lead role. Can my husband remove himself from the asylum before the hearing?
Yes.
He can do that.
Yeah, why would he?
Because I'm skeptical. I don't know if you are going to be granted or not. So it was like, okay, let me pull out. You should continue with the asylum. Let me pull out from the asylum. I don't know if it's okay.
What's he going to do?
Maybe to go and marry or something.
But he's married to you.
Yeah, he's married to me, but we are like, maybe we should go to file a divorce and
that's called marriage fraud. You can't do that. That's marriage fraud. You can't just marry someone because you're married to someone on a denied asylum case and you're in removal. That's exactly what USCIS is looking for. You're not the first people to think that up, but it's a really, really bad idea because it's going to get denied and then someone's going to go to jail.
Oh, okay. So if eventually we go for the hearing,
yeah,
and let's say we were denied, what do you think we can do after that?
You can appeal, but they could start to deport you then. They don't have to wait anymore once you get denied. So I don't think that you have many options after that.
Okay. So after deny, we can't appeal again.
You can appeal it, but I mean, the Board of Immigration Appeals, and then wherever you live, the reversal rate of an immigration judge's asylum finding is very rare. It hardly ever happens.
Okay. So for now, no option. We should not look at any direction apart from to stay on the hearing and let's see the outcome of the hearing.
Yep. Do you have a lawyer?
Yes, I have a lawyer.
Okay, well, good luck.
Okay. Thanks so much, sir.
Bye. Yeah. Yep. Let's say hi to Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Quick question. So I have documents at the embassy, and I submitted since June, and I just remembered that embassy wants us to sign the 864 with a pen and upload it back, and I just did that and uploaded it, and it's coming up to the time when I guess my documents are going to be reviewed, and I'm concerned about that pushing me kind of like towards the back of the line again since I just uploaded the documents. So how does it work?
I think you'll be okay. I think they'll process it like normal. If they didn't issue you a request for evidence or a checklist or something, I think it's okay.
Okay, because I've been concerned because, I mean, we first submitted in June and I just remember, oh my God, we need to sign the 864 and I just uploaded. Okay, that helps. Thank you very much for your help.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's say hi to Clary. Hi, Clary. I like your hat. You're on mute. Clary, you're on mute.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? I like your hat.
Thank you so much. Hey, Jim. I have a question. So I came here in the year of 2016. So I end up applying for asylum, and around like 2018, like 17, like I first like got my first interview, but like around 2018, like I got a response back from the immigration that my case was denied.
Yep.
But then I hired a lawyer like to before that like I end up getting married, and my spouse was like, you know what, let's just file for like a green card to marriage, because at the time, like, apparently I was watching on the internet that she was watching on the internet, like both of us, like it was hard to get approved for asylum and all that stuff. And then she proposed to me. She was like, if you will be okay with it, we can just apply a green card through marriage. So we end up applying, and now, like, my marriage is failing. I caught her cheating on me with another guy. Like, everything is not going great right now. So, like, what do you think will be the best option for me?
Well, so first of all, did you file for asylum within 1 year of arrival?
Yes.
Okay. And has your spouse filed for you or no? Have they filed an I-130 for you?
Yes.
And have you had your interview?
No, yeah. Like, since we applied, we never like received a letter from the immigration saying that we received your letter. Like, we're going through it and everything. Like, we never received any letter. But like right now, it's been a year since. Like, it's been probably like 5 months since we applied. But like, I end up caught her cheating on me. So, and everything is not going great right now. That's why I was wondering, like, is it still possible that I can cancel the green card through marriage to, get back on my asylum case? Or like, what can you?
Well, did you withdraw your asylum case?
Yeah, I was about to. I'm going to withdraw next year. That was the court date to withdraw my asylum case, but I didn't withdraw yet.
So this is why you don't withdraw your asylum case until you actually have the green card. So that's good. So your asylum case is still pending.
Yes.
Now, are you going to get divorced?
Yes, I'm looking forward to get a divorce.
So you'll have to ask your spouse to withdraw the I-130. You can't withdraw the I-130. Only your spouse can withdraw the I-130. So you have to ask them to withdraw it.
Okay.
And then you're just back on your asylum case in court.
All right. Are you taking cases too? Because I was looking, if I can hire you to.
Yeah, so we don't do deportation anymore. So we stopped doing taking any new deportation cases. So no, right now we're not taking any.
Okay. But do you think like I'm still in the green, if I get back to my asylum?
Yeah, but I mean, your asylum case already got denied, so I'd be focusing on how to make my asylum case better. I'd get an attorney, I'd go to deportation court, and it's going to be hard. Which court are you in?
Kansas City.
Oh, yeah. So in Kansas City, they probably have like a 35% approval rate. So I would focus on that.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Clary.
Thank you.
Bye, buddy.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's say hi to Fayez. Fayez.
Hello. Good evening. Hi. Good evening.
Hi, Fayez.
I have a question regarding the I-130.
Okay.
I just received my interview date on 26 September.
Where is it?
But my mother was on the LPR when she submitted my case. So now she got the citizenship 1 month ago. And I don't know how the embassy gave me an interview on 26 September. So I'm asking that will affect my visa issuing?
No.
So I'm all set when I go to the interview.
She can elect to be treated as an LPR and as if she hadn't naturalized. So you're okay.
Wonderful. So that will be fine when the officer will interrogate me. I should tell him that she got her citizen, or I'll just tell him that she is on the green card?
No, you should tell the truth and tell him that if he asked, I wouldn't bring it up, but if he asked or she asked, tell him that mom became a citizen. I'd bring a copy of her naturalization certificate with you, but I wouldn't give it to him unless they wanted it.
Okay. Till now, she didn't receive anything from the naturalization. She just got her oath or something like this at the court, and that's it.
Well, at the oath at the court, they give you the certificate, so she should have a certificate. They give it to you that day.
Oh, okay. So I will ask her to send me a copy of that.
Copy. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And one more thing, I have been reading on the papers that I should bring with me to the embassy. One thing they asked, like a domicile or something like this.
Yeah.
What should I bring to them? Like,
well, where do you live?
No, for the U.S. petitioner, not for me. I live in. I have a house in Lebanon.
Where does mom live?
With her husband.
In a house?
Yeah, in a house.
Who owns the house?
Her husband owns the house.
So I bring the deed, and I would bring the marriage certificate between her and her husband.
I think her husband is also one of my petitioners because we filled the I-1, the affidavit form for my mother and one for him.
Yeah, but still bring
Section
it.
A.
Still bring it.
Okay, so the marriage certificate and
the deed,
the one,
the proof of ownership of the house.
Okay. Any tips for the interview or something like this?
Keep it short and sweet. Don't talk too much.
Okay, one more question in my mind. I changed my job, so it was like 2 years ago. Maybe till now I got the interview. So I changed my job. Would they ask about it?
Yeah, they'll probably ask where you're working. Yeah, just be ready to explain. Yep, it's all good.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, let us know how the interview goes. Good luck, buddy.
Okay, I will let you know. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye. All right. We're having fun. Hooley's spinning the comments. We got everyone in the wait. We've had a bunch of people today apparently not want to come on camera. I guess everyone's shy on a Monday. Yeah, it locked up for a minute. Can you hear me now, Hooley? Yeah, it locked up for a minute. Let's see what's up with Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
I think I came also last week and I talked about my case, which was I'm a green card holder, and they asked about, if you remember, they asked about my prior marriage, and my wife was the main applicant. I was the secondary applicant.
Oh, right.
And
I still don't have an answer to your question. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
They also asked other things. I said they wanted a more exact or accurate divorce decree translation. I just wanted to ask, can I upload it online? Because they also, or I should mail it?
I always like to mail it, but you can do it either way.
Because there's a place and I can simply...
I don't know. If you have an online account, I don't know.
I do have.
Yeah, I never deal with that stuff, so I don't know the mechanical ways of how that works.
Yeah, the whole thing I started online, and I've uploaded everything online.
So you should be fine.
Sorry.
Hey, do me a favor, Kevin. Shoot an email to the office, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and say, hey, I'm the one with the DV question.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, man. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
See you. Bye.
All right. Let's say hi to Damien. Hi, Damien.
Hello, Jim.
How are you?
How are you doing, man?
I'm good.
I just love how your channel growing.
Thanks.
I've been watching you for a long while. Yeah.
Awesome. What can I help you with?
I have 2 questions, 2 green light I need to go ahead with. In March, I have an interview, right? So
what kind of interview?
If a green card interview.
Okay.
So they asked me a question: do you ever married before? And I said no. So the person who did the B1, B2 for me back in Jamaica, they put common law on the file. I didn't know about it because I was working on a cruise ship in Florida. So I have a seaman visa also. So I was on vacation when I was doing the B1, B2 application. So in the interview, they asked me about it and say it looked like fraud.
Yeah, it sounds they think you lied to get your visa, that you told them you were in a common law marriage, and they gave you that B1, B2, and they wouldn't have given you that B1, B2 if you'd been honest and told them that you weren't married before. So what's the question?
Yeah, so I was wondering, when I apply for the 10-year, is that going to be a problem? I think it's going to be a problem.
Well, have you gotten your 2-year yet?
Oh, yeah. After the interview, he approved me. That's like the only question he asked me.
Oh, that was nice.
I was shocked. because I'm like, what this guy talking about? But I didn't know the guy put that It's like, I don't know, when you ask somebody to do it for you, pay somebody to do it for you, when you get the package, it's closed, so you don't get a chance to look at what they've done. That's how my one was. I don't know if anybody have that experience, so I just bring it straight to the embassy. So I don't know exactly everything what inside that package.
So I think you're smart to ask me this question. The question now is, Jim, when I apply for citizenship or when I apply for my 10-year green card, could this be a problem for me? I think yes to naturalization, not necessarily to the 751. So, you know, I would say, Damien, every time I've seen this come up, either talking to someone on the show or a client that I've represented, the USCIS officer has almost always said that was a misrepresentation and that you shouldn't have gotten the B1, B2, or that you did get the B1, B2 because of the misrepresentation, and that you need a waiver before we give you the green card. So it's interesting that he gave that to you without the waiver. I think it could come back to haunt you at the naturalization stage, but I don't really know what you can do about it. You're not going to give back the green card now. So I think you just have to let it play out.
Yeah, because I explained it to them, tell him straight, I didn't plan to come to America when I applied for it. This was like the last place I was thinking about coming. So I tell him about the situation, why I was here. So he was saying, oh, okay, I see. And by 2 days after I get the green card.
That's crazy. I can't believe it. I'm in shock. I can't believe it.
Yeah. 2 days after, I'm like, okay.
What else? You got any other questions for me?
Oh, yeah. What do you think about applying for a CCW permit?
A what?
CCW, handgun concealed carry permit.
Oh, you can. All right. Well, we are back. We'll ask Brother Justin to splice us together with the other episode. I'm not sure exactly what happened. My internet got turned off. It was weird. It was like the switch got turned off on my computer, not that the Wi-Fi went out. Hey, nobody's noticed that I got new glasses. They look like not my prior pair, but the pair before. So I'm seeing everybody a lot better. I'm hearing everybody a lot better. That last caller was asking about a concealed carry. I don't know why you would mess with that until you get your citizenship. I just wouldn't mess with guns until you get your citizenship. Obviously, you have the right to do it, but just because you have the right to do it doesn't mean you should do it. I would just keep things simple because there's a lot of weapons questions on the N400. Let's say hi to Afyan.
Hi, good morning, Ophir. Good afternoon. It's afternoon from my time. Good afternoon, Jim. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm great. What can I help you with?
Yeah, please. I filed for my green card, marriage green card in 2016, April of 2016 precisely. I had the interview in December and was given a conditional green card in that same December of 2016. The 2 years ran out in 2018. I was supposed to submit some more documents for the conditions to be removed.
Right.
I did that in 2018, and they sent me a letter for an extension of my conditional green card for 18 months.
Yep.
The 18 months ran out in, I think sometime in 2019.
Okay.
No, not 2019, in 2020.
Yep.
Sometime in 2020 during COVID. But before then, they had sent me a letter asking for me to provide additional evidence, which I had provided. And I waited for them the whole of 2020. I didn't hear from them. So the extension they gave me ran out. I called their office and they asked me to come in for info pass appointment. Mm-hmm. And they stamped my passport.
Yep.
Now, by January of 2021, I didn't hear from them. By this time, I felt I had stayed over 3 years. It was going to about 4 years with the green card.
Right.
So in January of 2021, precisely 26 January, I went ahead and filed for citizenship.
Sure.
Now, I think sometime in March of 2021, I got a mail from them, from immigrations, that the preliminary investigations have been completed, and my case has been moved to. They are going to move my case back to the office. I didn't understand what it meant.
You're talking about you're talking about the 751 now?
Yes.
Okay.
They just sent me a letter that the preliminary investigations has been completed.
That's a weird letter. I haven't seen many letters like that before.
Yeah, I can. Oh, it's
all right.
I wish I can quickly get it in. Yeah.
It's fine. Okay.
Yeah. Then in July of 2021, I didn't hear from them since after then. I reached out to the congressman who made an inquiry, and they responded back to the congressman that they are handling both cases, both my citizenship and the green card cases simultaneously, and that they are waiting for an interview date. And once they have an interview date, they would call for interview.
BS. That's BS. What field office?
Dallas.
That's BS.
Then this went on the whole of July, the whole of 2021. But I have seen a lot of people who applied.
Yeah, for sure.
And they've been going in, they're having the. Then this year, 1 year after, I had the congressman write to them again. Made another inquiry, and this time around, they said the same thing. Oh, we're pending. It's once we have an interview date, we're going to call him for interview. And my citizenship case has exceeded, it's going to 20 months now. The green card is just been holding, and there is nothing. In fact, this last time, they told the congressman on the letter that he shouldn't inquire about the case until after 90 days.
Okay, can I ask some questions?
Yes, sir.
Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
What was your immigration status at the time that you filed for the initial marriage-based green card?
I was on a B1, B2 visa.
Had you overstayed, or were you still within the 6 months?
No, I was still within the 6 months.
And the person that you married, did you know them before you came to the United States?
No, I met her here.
So basically, you came on a visit, got married relatively quickly, at least within 6 months, and then filed for a green card.
Yes, sir.
How are things with the marriage right now?
We're still married.
That you didn't answer my question. How are things with the marriage right now?
It's still going great. We're still living together.
Okay, but
it's fine.
If they came and knocked on the door and tried to scare the shit out of her, would she go to bat for you?
Definitely. She's still okay. She just went to work, but yeah, I don't think there's no cause for any problems.
Okay. All right. Okay. So were you married in Nigeria before you came to the United States?
No, was never married.
Did you ever apply for a visa in which you said that you were married?
No, never done.
Did you ever apply for a visa before you applied for this B1, B2?
No, that was my first time of applying for a visa.
So you're telling me that the first time you walked into the Nigerian embassy, you applied for a B1, B2, you said that you were single, and they gave you a visa?
Yes.
Well, they don't do that anymore. Okay. All right. So at your green card interview, was that also in Dallas?
Yes, it was also in Dallas.
Did they separate you?
No, they did not. It was just a one-off interview. And in fact, the interview was on the 16th of December. And by 21st of December, I got a mail that the card has been approved, and they're printing it. And by 22nd or thereabout, the card was in the mail.
Did you file a 751 with a lawyer or on your own?
On my own.
And when they sent you the request for evidence, what did they want? More marital evidence? Like you didn't submit enough evidence?
Yes.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I didn't submit that much more evidence, 10 being I submitted a lot more evidence, what would you say you submitted?
I would say I didn't. Well, I'd say maybe 5.
Okay. All right. So have they ever done a site inspection of your house?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I see people come around, but nobody's ever knocked on the door.
Okay. So, I mean, I can get you, if we filed a lawsuit, we get you an interview on the 751 for sure. Naturalization's been what? You said 20 months?
No, the N400 is over 20 months. The 751 is about going on 4 years.
Yeah, you should sue them. That stuff about waiting for a interview to become available, that's bullshit. That's just them spinning lies. So if you file a lawsuit, I think you'll get decisions on both of them in the next 3 or 4 months. I think you get an interview and then a decision. What those decisions would be, I don't know. Do you have any idea why they don't like your case, other than the fact that you're from Nigeria?
I definitely don't have any idea.
Okay. Well, if you want to sue them, I think that would get everything moving. That I know.
Okay. So, can we hire services for that?
Oh, sure. That's what we do that all the time. That's like my main thing. Yeah. So just send an email to info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Julio put it in the crawl and in the comments. info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and say I was on the show with Jim today, right after he came back from the crash.
Okay.
At about the 45-minute mark, and he said that I need to sue them, and then they'll go from there.
All right. Okay. I'll do just that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
All right. Okay. Bye.
All right. Probably got time for 1 or 2 more. Let's say hi to Telfer. It looks like Telfer's making dinner.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Telfer. Are you making some fajitas or what?
Yeah, I'm cooking.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a question. I have an interview for my I-485 the 20th of next month. But because I live in my husband's dad's house, because I was a tenant there, but he didn't give us like, I would say, a lease to sign, because I live with them. So they didn't give us and I don't have a lease to bring, but I have a renter's insurance. But the problem is that it was from last year to this year June. I don't know if I could take it, because the date that I was covered has expired, and we really hit a really hard time in life, because I had to hire a different lawyer because my previous lawyer messed up. So they canceled our services because we didn't pay them.
Okay. So were you living in the building before you married your spouse?
Yes.
And then you happened to marry the landlord's son?
Yes.
And that son is a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
And they applied for you, and now you're wondering, when I go to my interview, I'm not going to have a lease because my father-in-law owns the building.
Yes. He didn't give us a lease to sign because we don't pay no rent no more.
Yeah. Why not get an affidavit from him, sworn under oath, that's notarized, that lays all that stuff out? That's all good evidence. And
okay.
And the old renter's insurance, you should still submit that, because that's still good evidence. Even it shows that you live there, right? So that goes to the original of the story about how you met your husband. And so, yeah, that's all good evidence. You want to get lots and lots of evidence.
Okay. And another thing, I was pregnant last year for my husband, and I lost the baby, but I still have have the papers from the doctors. Should I bring that also?
So I'm very sorry to hear about the miscarriage, but yes, absolutely. That's good evidence. That shows that you had sex and it's a valid marriage, and that you were trying to have kids, right? So that's all good stuff.
Okay. Okay, Jim. Thank you so much.
Bye, Telfer. Good luck.
Bye. Thank you.
You got it. All right. Let's say hi to Nikashal. Hi, Nikashai.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I have a quick question. My husband and he did his interview May 18, and it's been 90 days now, and we have not received a work permit or the green card or anything.
So
should we still wait on them to send it out, or what should we do?
Are you the U.S. citizen, or are you the foreign national?
I'm a U.S. citizen.
And where's your spouse from?
Jamaica.
And
but we did it here in the country.
He what?
We did it here. The status, yeah.
Yeah. So what was his status when you got married? Before you filed, what was his status?
He was living outside of the country.
You did a fiancé visa?
No, a regular marriage.
So right now he's in America, right?
Yes.
So what kind of a visa did he have when he came to America?
A visiting visa.
Okay. And so when did he arrive?
Last year, July.
Were either of you married before?
No.
Okay.
There was a little confusion because I had started the paperwork in Jamaica and then he came up here and we redid his paperwork. So it was a little confusion there, but at the interview they look over it because we waited the 90 days before we did it here. So the interview didn't let that be an issue. He said we are approved and give us the letter that we got at the interview and said we should just wait for the stuff to come into the mail.
So if you had to guess, what do you think the problem is?
He said at the interview, they said that they were delayed, but the system was messing up. So that's what they had told us. But
so besides that, is there anything about your case that you're worried about or that your husband's worried about?
No. So we're just waiting for the green card and this.
Which field office was this?
In New York.
And when did you actually file the 45, the I-130 and the 45?
We filed it October of last year.
Yeah.
So October.
I would just sit tight maybe till the end of the year. I think you're okay. I mean, the work card should have been here by now, but it sounds like everything's okay. I wouldn't be worried right now, but if nothing by the end of the year, then I'd start to worry and probably think about suing them.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Nikashai.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right, let's say hi to Sebastian. Hi, Sebastian.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I just have a quick question because I'm about to begin. So I came to the US on a J1 visa last year, and I kind of overstayed my visa because I met this girl from New York. And the thing is that I'm in Nantucket, Massachusetts now, and I'll go to West Palm Beach in 2 weeks. And we're planning to get married because she just wants to help me with getting a green card, and we like each other. My question is it a problem if we get married either in Florida or New York, but at the time that we are getting married, we are going to live in separate states?
Well, first of all, you're getting married because you're in love and you want to be together, not because you like each other, right?
Yeah. We actually want to have a more serious relationship.
So you got to be careful with your language, right? So if you walk into the interview and they say, "Why'd you get married?" "Oh, we got married because we liked each other." That's not going to cut.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
that's okay. So first of all, with your J1, did you have a requirement that you go back home for 2 years, or do you not have that requirement? It's on your DS 2019.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay, did you come for work and study, or did you come to go?
I just came for work. It's like a J1 visa where I am supposed to be an active student in my country, and then I can come here work for the summer.
Okay, so the one thing you need to know about right now is 212E. 212E. It's probably backwards.
212E, yeah.
212E. That's a rule that says if you come on a J1 that you have to return back home for 2 years. Some people that have a J1 are subject to it. Do you have your passport?
Yes, but it expired, so I need to renew it in the next month.
Yeah, but in the visa it'll say the bearer is subject to Rule 212E, or it says he's not subject. You want to know that because that'll really affect everything you're thinking of doing.
Okay.
So, but if you're on work, if you just came for work, then you probably aren't subject to it. I don't know for sure, but probably you aren't subject to it, which means you can get married. She's a U.S. citizen?
She's a U.S. citizen, yeah.
Okay. And so you're not already married, right?
No, I'm not married.
Where are you right now in the world?
In Massachusetts, in an island called Nantucket.
And is she there too?
No, she's in New York because she has I'm in the hospitality business, and she has more a serious job. She's a student at the medical university, and she works for the university as a cardiologic researcher.
So what's the short-term plan? Put immigration to the side. What's the living arrangement plan?
So the short-term plan is that we met on Nantucket. She was with her family, and I was the waiter. So her mother made her give her number. So I contacted her, and then after that I went to New York to meet her. Then she came back and forth to Nantucket.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we really like each other. We are in love together, and we just want to she wants to help me on the first place, and then we want to have like family, of course. But we just want to travel the world. The thing is that I'm going to be in West Palm Beach after 2 weeks, and she cannot live with me, and she will need to be in New York.
Right. So what's the okay? So how will you guys see each other month to month, and then when will you actually start living together? I guess is my question.
Let's say that our plan is to start living together maybe next year around February or March.
Okay. And then what will you do between now and then as far as seeing each other?
What do you mean?
Yeah. So whenever you have a situation, well, when is your J1 up?
My J1 expired last year.
I see.
So I kind of already overstayed my visa.
Okay. So so when you get married after your visa expires, that's a fraud indicator, right? So
yes.
So they're going to look at your case with higher scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then if you're living apart, that's sort of strike two, right? Living apart, like they're going to be like,
yes,
oh, they just got married, so he could get a,
I understand,
get a green card. So you probably want to have a lawyer help you with this. But in a situation like this, they want to know what's the long-term plan, and they want to know what's the short-term plan. So if you're going to West Palm Beach and she's going to stay in New York, and then you're going to apply, like, when you guys live together, are you going to live together where you live or where she lives?
One more time?
Yeah. So you said hopefully by February or March next year, you guys will be living together, right? Will that be in West Palm Beach or will that be in New York?
Maybe it would be like most likely New York.
Okay. So you're going to apply and you're going to use New York as your address for that. So let's fast forward. So you apply, and then you're going to have a green card interview, say in 18 months or 16 months in New York, right? So when you have that green card interview, they're going to say, Sebastian, how often did you come up to New York to see your wife? And to your wife, they're going to say, how often did you go down to West Palm Beach to see your husband, right? So how often will you guys see each other is my question after you get married?
I mean, I would say that we would see like each other at least like one or twice per month.
Yeah. So you want to document the hell out of that, right? So if you buy a plane ticket, you keep it. If she buys a plane ticket, you keep it. You do everything back and forth very carefully and keep tracks of all that. Because when you go to the interview, they're going to be suspicious of you. They're not going to like your case. They're going to separate you. So the case needs a lot of work. But yes, you can apply while you don't live together, but you need to prove how often you're seeing each other now and then what your long-term plan is to see each other.
Okay. I just checked my passport and my latest visa that I entered the States with says the bearer is not subject to section 212. Two-year rule doesn't apply.
Perfect. So you should be really happy about that. Okay. So now it's just a straight marriage case with all the problems that we just discussed. Okay.
So this is like a good thing that I'm not subject to that section.
Yeah, that would have been a whole other application and a whole bigger hassle. So you don't have to go through all that. Now it's just a regular old green card for somebody who's out of status.
Okay, so what is your advice? Just like if we get married in New York, just to like every single time I do something, just put my billing address as the same as her billing address?
No. I think you play it straight. You live in West Palm Beach. She lives in New York.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is whenever you travel or she travels, I would just get a folder, even a Google Drive folder, and just put all the receipts, everything in there, because you're going to want to bring all that to the interview to show, look, we're really in love. We'd like to see each other every day, but she's in New York. I have to work in West Palm Beach, and we're trying to make it work. And our long-term plan is February, March. We either moved in together or we will move in together. You know what I mean?
Yes, makes sense. Okay. And your advice is that I need to like work with a lawyer.
For sure.
Work with a lawyer, right?
For sure.
Okay, and one more question, pretty quick. I don't want to waste your time.
You're fine.
Is there a difference in which state we are gonna get married?
No.
No, there's like no like let's say that in Florida I can get like a green card interview faster than in New York or something like that.
Well, you don't get to pick. You just got to put everybody's address, and they'll pick where your interview is. So no, I mean, and plus New York and Florida are two of the busiest places, so it probably doesn't
make sense. Yeah, and I agree. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Bye, Sebastian. See you, buddy.
Have a great day.
You too. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. We went a little long. We had a break in between. Hopefully Justin can put it all together. Huli, thank you for your help. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Central for episode 238. If you want to be kept apprised as to whether we're going live, just text the word SHOW to 314-470-3300. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you tomorrow.